Hey there, BookTube. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for watching. This is my second video in 2 days and I'm really excited. I think I have a third video which I'm going to post for tomorrow. So you'll have 3 videos from me in 3 days. I mean, when I tell you that I'm back, right? So it's been a really bookish week and I just want to share that with you. This whole week, there have been a lot of book events, book things that's just been going on. On Sunday, I started off by going to the Brooklyn Book Festival. It was a week-long event. They had lots of different kind of book signings, book launches. They had discussions, book readings. All week there was something different at a different venue. And on Saturday and Sunday they had the fair part of the festival, or the festival part of the fair. I don't know. On Saturday and Sunday they had like outdoor events. They had people set up in tents, booksellers, authors, a lot of printers, a lot of magazine people, and they were out there promoting their products. So on Saturday was the children's part of the fair. I didn't go to that. I go to church on Saturday, you probably know. And on Sunday I wasn't able to attend the whole day's event, so I went by for just a couple of hours. I got to meet a lot of really great people. There were some authors, some self-published authors like myself there promoting their books. I got to meet this guy, Goodloe Byron. He gave me a copy of his book. You'll see on the back of his book, the price, $0, free. His book is 302 pages. Doesn't matter where he gets them printed, he has to pay good money to print them. And so I really admired him for giving copies of his book away. He put his website on there, and if you're interested in supporting him, he does also his own artwork and he sells art. So when he goes to events, he gives away a copy of his books and then he sells his art. At the beginning of his book, he talks about the $0 store. I'm thinking about doing something similar myself. I've been working on a project. I have a lot of books. I've written tons of books in my lifetime. I've only published one so far. And for the most part, a lot of the things that I've written are just sitting on my computer where I'm the only person who has access to them. Now, I don't believe that that is art. I don't believe that that is the purpose of me being given a gift of writing, that I should just keep it to myself. So I plan to make the next book that I release. I think I'm going to be giving it away. It's going to be a big project because it means that I'm going to have to find a way to fund the publication, because it costs money to print the book. The book that I published earlier this year, it cost me $6 to publish each copy. That doesn't include the time that it took me to write it. That doesn't include the artwork that I did. Just publishing, just printing each copy is $6. So when I sell a book for $10, I am not really making much of a profit, especially if I have to pay for transportation. It doesn't cost $6. I forget, it costs $6 to print the book. I also have to pay to get the book shipped to me. If I'm sending it to you by mail, I had to pay to get the book sent to you. And so, you know, publishing it for selling copies of my book for $10 is really just an attempt for me to get my book in your hands. And because of that, I really respect when people are able to give copies of their book away. I really respect this guy, and so I signed up. I took his information. I told him that I keep in touch with him, and since the week I've already made contact with him. So if you're willing and able to support, I also encourage you to support this guy. I also met this lady named Alex Chu. She's published several books. She writes under 2 different names. This is her correct name. She also writes under a pseudonym. She also signed my book. So I gave her a copy of my book and she said, "Oh, you're giving your book away? Why don't we trade?" She gave me a copy of her book and I gave her a copy of mine. And we use the same printer. You could see right here, Lulu, because she lives in New York City, and sometime soon I'd like to organize an event where maybe she and I can do like a signing together, and she can bring her friends and I can bring my friends, and we, you know, that reminds me of that song. You could tell your friends, I'm gonna tell my friends, we could be friends together. So that's what was going through my head when I thought about doing an event with her. So these are 2 self-published authors that I met this week that I really wanted just to keep supporting. One is a guy, one's a white man, and one is an Asian American woman, and I think You know, having just gone through a week where we focused on diversifying, I thought it was really good to support other people who are into writing. Yesterday, I posted a video about books that I got in the last couple of weeks. I also acquired two more books yesterday. One is The Perks of Being a Wallflower, which is a novel that a lot of people talk about. I have no idea what it's about. I think it has something to do with teenagers and sex. I think. I don't know. I don't know what the book is about, but I saw it. I only paid $1 for this book at the thrift store, so I'll read it. I'll read it. It's short, and I really love the print. It's one of those really white pages that I really like reading. And I got my own copy of The Happiness Project. I read this book when it first came out in 2009. I think I probably read it in 2009 or 2010. So this would have been when I was doing my master's degree. I read this book, and I remember I got a copy from the library at school. I remember I was in the library doing research, and I saw this book, and I was like, why is this book in here? And I picked it up, and I really liked it. But at the time, I was in college. I was a student. I didn't have money to be buying books that weren't textbooks. So I remember I took a notebook and I wrote down tons of different things, tons of different quotes from this book. And I always said, I want to get my own copy of this book someday, and then go back and I'll mark the things that I wrote from this book. And it took me 7 years, but I finally have my own copy of The Happiness Project. It only cost me a couple of dollars from the thrift store, but I think it's worth it because this is a book that I've always said that I wanted to reread. And so those are the books that I acquired yesterday. I am also currently reading Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Ng. This is a book that I'm reading right now. You can see it's a really beat up copy. It's from the library. And so far, I'm thinking that I really like it. And I might just go out and get my own copy, because this is a book that I think I would like to have and maybe be able to loan to other people, because I think it's a really interesting read. It has to do with one of my favorite themes, which is generational issues. There's the woman, her mother, and her daughter. It is very similar to a book that I myself have been writing, and so far I'm really enjoying it. It's supposed to be a thriller. So far it's not really thrilling. It's more just a drama, not really women's, but literary fiction. Well, I'll tell you more when it's done, but so far this is what I'm reading this week for fiction. I also stopped by the library and picked up some reserves. 6 books that I had put on reserve came in. So I guess on Sunday, I have a long road trip. I'm going to be going to Boston on Sunday, which means that I'll be on a bus for at least 6 hours. And so I will have a lot of time to read on Sunday. So I'm going to be taking probably a couple of these books with me. The first that I have is the next Colleen Hoover that everybody's been talking about, that I can't wait to read. It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. She writes new adult fiction. You remember a few weeks ago I read November 9th. And really, really enjoyed it. And I said, I'm going to start reading all her books. And so this is the next one. This, I think, is her latest book. Then there is The Road by Cormac McCarthy. One of my upcoming projects is to read Pulitzer Prize winning fiction. And this is a Pulitzer Prize, you see it at the top, Pulitzer Prize winner. I'm reading Olive Kitteridge, which is also a Pulitzer Prize winner. I think this is a collection of short stories. I think it's a collection of stories, and it's Olive Kitteridge. This picture, this is the reprint version. This is the picture that accompanied the HBO series that was made off the book. And this is also a Pulitzer Prize winner. Jhumpa Lahiri, she's known for writing The Namesake, which was a fantastic read. But this is the book that she won the Pulitzer Prize for. It's called Interpreter of Maladies. Don't know what it's about, but I'll read it because it fits into my project. I also picked up The Goldfinch, which is another Pulitzer Prize winner. The last book that I got from the library is a nonfiction read, Hill Harper, and this is The Wealth Cure. He has written several books that I have read and enjoyed, and this is his new nonfiction about money, putting money in its place. I think he is a really great writer. He is such an accomplished, such an educated young man. I don't know if I should call him young. He's older than me. If you don't know Hill Harper, he was on CSI New York. He's an actor. He was on CSI New York, but he's also known as being Barack Obama's personal friend. They went to Harvard together, I think. And I like him. I like Hill Harper, and I would probably read any book that he publishes just because. So I saw this book in the bookstore and I wanted to get it, but I wanted to kind of check it out first and see what it was about. So I reserved it from the library. I'm gonna go through it, and if I like it, I'll pick it up on my next trip to Barnes & Noble because I still have some money left on my gift card. So that's my bookish week. In the next couple of days, I plan to finish Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Ng and read at least one more book on my road trip. So I will be coming to you live at a computer near you, at a computer or iPhone near you very soon. So I'll let you know in the next couple of days. I'll let you know what's been going on in my bookish world. So that's it for me today. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you soon. Bye.